Hey gamers, today we're going to look at Grog Island. Let's check it out. To set the game, each player is going to get this little player aid, but to be honest, you'll never use it because the game's real easy. You get a 20-point marker. Your marker starts at 8 gold coin, but if you go above 20, that means either you're cheating or you're not knowing how to bid. They do give you this bid to throw that you have a plus 20 on there, but I don't think you would ever use this. First player gets the pirate flag. You'll shuffle all the treasure cards, give one out to each player. Treasure cards come in values of 1, 2, and 3. You'll shuffle the parrot deck, give one out to each player. These parrot deck cards can either be re-rolls of any of the color die, or to instead of increase a bid, do the same bid but be the leader on that bid. I'll explain what that means in a moment. They'll get a big disc they have here, and then their other small disc will be here on the 0 track. You're going to shuffle up these tiles and just put them next to the boats here. These tiles are going to shift down every time. When you shift one down, you'll bring the next one out in the train to move everything down one there. Therefore, there'll always be one ship that you won't ever be using for each round. You'll shuffle these little cloud cards here, and then you'll randomly put one across each island. The cloud cards do different things if you're on particular islands. How this works is this one lets you switch out some beginning game cards, and that just reminded me, at the beginning of each game you're going to get 6 of these to each player. They're going to discard 2 and keep 4 in their hand. However, this card lets them discard 1 to one card in their hand to grab another if they wanted to. This one gives you a parrot card every time you plant one on an island. That says you don't get any money for putting a man down on those houses, because usually you get money. This one, nothing happens, and this one means you get a victory point if you place on that island. So again, every game will be a little bit different as you're assigning these to different islands. Again, you just shuffle them and then randomly put them over there. You have your dice right here. You have your, everyone will have their starter cards there. Each player will start with a bunch of meeples depending on how many players. They'll start with all of them if it's a 2-player game, and then you'll just take one away as more players enter the game. All right, so how it's going to go, you're also going to have some of these lock tokens over to the side too. You're also going to start with one random resource of your choice. You just get to pick it, and then we're ready to go. Game's very simple. You roll these colored die, put them in their pockets. This is an incredibly awesome roll here. Put them in their pockets here, and then let the bidding begin. The bidding must be in descending order. So for instance, if someone bid a 2, that means they're bidding 2 of their gold. Someone says, well, I'll raise that to a 6. They can't do that. What they can do is take that down and say, okay, now it's a 4. Or maybe someone else comes in and goes, well, now it's a 2, 3, 4, 5. Now eventually players are going to drop out, and when they do, and this is a great example, I've never seen a roll like this before, when they do, they're going to get one of each resource as shown here, which this is huge here. But also the player who got this is really good for them. First off, they'll lose 5 coin, and then they'll start placing, and these first 2 symbols say place a house in the blue area and then another one in the orange area. So I'd place, this is orange and this is blue, and I'd place one there. Now remember, I have some secret game ending cards that give me victory points on if I plant in a particular house with that emblem, or I get enough, if I get the most type of men on that colored island. And so as you're playing, that's what you're going to be mindful of. Now when you place one down there, any empty house that's vertical, meaning it's going to share the same icon on the house, you're going to get a coin for. So here I occupied this one, and there's 1 empty house, 2 empty houses, so I would get 2 golds. It's another way to get gold in the game. But as the game fills up, you may not be getting coin for it. Remember, this card up here, this tile, if I was to place any in yellow in this game, I would not get that money reward there. Now, if I was to move up here, anything with skull and crossbones just means you get an extra victory point. So I'd actually get a victory point here, and this is a very low scoring game. Only at the end do you make all your victory points. And then if you get up to here, you can actually lock a building. So let's say you have this one and you want to lock this building. So maybe I want to put it here. Well, from now on out, no one can go on that house. All right, and that's only if you can get up to 4 die. If I only had, let's say, this here, I paid 8. Well, then everyone who dropped would get those 3 icons. and I can only get up to here. So that's basically how the bid goes. Then, pass the first player token around, they'll roll these, and play will continue. Now, also before the end of the game, before the end of the round, you can also use one of these ships. What you do is you can use one of these ships, place your marker in player order, place on the ship, and do the action. For instance, you can exchange tiles, and this one, green, you can exchange up 2 green tiles for 3 coins each. That's 6 coins there. Or maybe over here, under orange right now, I could trade up 2 orange tiles and get 2 treasure cards. Ooh, mystery treasure cards I could add to my gold there. Or maybe I can get some extra parrot cards. These are kind of very easy to understand. Of course, that one I can't use because that one's not in the game yet. But for the next round, after everyone's played one of these, then they'll all shift down. They'll pick these back up and then roll again and start again. The game is going to end when someone places their last little meeple. After that, you're going to add up each one of your treasure cards that you did not spend, count for 1 victory point each, and any of your in-game cards you will also count up. Also, any leftover gold, 5 gold, would equal 1 victory point. And at the end of the game, whoever has the most victory points wins. Final thoughts. What do I think about the game? Well, at this point, I think I've played just about every game I had on my BGG spring list to play, except for maybe 1, maybe 2. I just keep buying them. This is a game you can get for super cheap, and I'll just skip to the end. It's well worth your time. I actually like this game. Two small complaints. One is I don't like games that just give you all your in-game points at the end of the game. You'll be lucky to score 5, 6, 7 points max during the game. You're like, I don't know who's going to win. He has 4, I have 6, and they have 5. Who's going to win? And then all the in-game points come out, and you can really get up the track at the end. I didn't think you could, but you can. So not personally my favorite, but it does give you an element of surprise because you never know who's going to win. Those first few victory points sometimes usually don't matter. I mean, we've had some really close games where they have, but at the same time, I'm not too crazy about the mechanic. The only other thing I have, and this is a valid complaint, is they should have made the cloud tiles and the ship tiles double-sided to give you a little bit more variety in your game. And I didn't just say that, but my gamers said that too. My even nephews who played it with me said, oh, they're not double-sided, because you want to have different ones. That's right. You only have the same, 5 or 6 ships. That's it. You have the same 5 clouds. Just switch them around. I think they could have given us more choices there and making them double-sided, and that would have given us more variety in the game. Other than that, it is a great game. It's super cheap. You can find this game for super cheap. And honestly, you're going to pay more for shipping than you will for the game. But to be honest, as it stands, it is a really good game. I do enjoy it. Glad to add it to my collection. All right, gamers, that's it for now. Until next time, you know what to do. Game on.